Hey everyone, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell notifications, get notified of our latest videos, give the video a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and leave a comment. I do read and appreciate every comment you guys and girls leave behind. I may not reply to them all, but they are all appreciated. And there's a link in the description of the video that takes you to a big long list of all handy videos and a lot of the products I use in my videos. You now have the chance to support the video content creation by using Patreon or the PayPal me link in the description down below. All the videos always remain free to watch. This is just your chance to help support the videos. Right then, so we've got Tamiya's 20th scale McLaren MP4 5B. So this is a kit from around, 1991. One of Senna's other iconic cars. I prefer the MP4 6 myself. That's my personal favourite. But this, even for an older kit, still looks a great kit. So most of the main body parts are moulded in white plastic. Now we've got some aftermarket parts to go with this, so we're not going to use them all. Plastic's pretty good. There are a few sink marks here and there. Well, they look like sink marks. I think they're just thin pieces of plastic. But overall, there's no flash. Everything's pretty clean. It's a typical Tamiya kit, even though, you know, it's over 30 years old, it's still better than most manufacturers' kits out there today. So all the body shell pieces are good. We've got the chassis, the monocoque. I think it's a monocoque. What would you call that? The actual cockpit itself. Engine parts are there as well, radiators. Again, this is moulded in slightly strange plastic reminiscent of all the Tamiya kits. But again, moulded perfectly, no flash. The only thing I don't like is the seats have got moulded in belts, so I think we'll try and remove those and put some proper fabric belts in. So they're going to take a little bit of work to get rid of, but I'm sure we can do it. Screws a little bit bent, but the parts look all straight and good. Like I say, no flash, no problems there whatsoever. Wheels, suspension components, dip brakes, and so on and so forth here. Again, moulded, no problems whatsoever. Everything's going to take a bit of a clean up, as they always do. Everything's going to have a seam on it. There's going to be numerous parts that need gluing together. So again, follow the instructions, see how that goes, and just, go by step, and you can't really go wrong. Clear parts look good. We've got two different clear parts here. No idea what the difference is. Not looked into it yet at all. I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me, but I'm literally looking at the quality of the kit. By the look of it, there's two holes on the right one, none on the left. So I'm assuming there's some sort of piece that glues on there. But clear part, good as always. Tyres, typical Tamiya tyres. I'm not going to get out of the bag, but they've got a seam in the centre to remove, and we've got some screws that hold the road wheels on as well to the hubs. So they can take a bit of cleanup, and they will look great. We've got some tyre decals. So these are Tamiya's reverse decals. They're a bit shot. We've got some new decals with our aftermarket decal set. I quite like to be able to spray them on instead. So I'm going to try and source a Goodyear tyre template for the F1 cars. Kit decals are yellowed a little bit. The colour looks a bit off for the orangey red Marlboro colour. And obviously there's no true sponsorship decals on there because this was getting to the stage where they were no longer allowed on race cars and what have you. And Tamiya didn't include them, although at the time back then as well. So instructions, typical Tamiya instructions, sadly on the old concertina pamphlet style. Do much prefer the books, but it starts off with the cockpit, monocoque, whatever you want to call it, all the suspension, leading on to the engine, the interior, getting the engine in place. As always, we're going to start with the bodywork. So we'll go through, highlight all the bodywork parts, get them all cleaned up, assembled, sub-assembled, and ready for primer and paint. But standard Tamiya instructions, if you've built a Tamiya kit before, you're well aware what these are like. But you're going to have to look at your build procedure, what needs doing in what order. And as I thought, that cockpit visor or screen, there's a little piece that glues on top of one of them. I thought it was. And again, we've got aftermarket decals. We've got the Studio 27 carbon set as well. It's going to take a little bit of work here and there. It should be pre-cut. Whether that's true or not is a different matter. And these decals, I've used them before. They're notorious for not settling properly. So we're going to need all our UMP decal solutions and probably a heat source as well. So we'll whip them out of the bag and have a quick look. So we've got 2 sheets. We've got a small one and a large one. As you can see, all different types of carbon and what have you. They're pre-cut, so hopefully it should fit fine. Like I say, these are going to need hit with all the decal solutions and probably given a bit of a heat source from a heat gun, hairdryer, whatever, to get them to fully conform. And then we've got some smaller parts as well. Again, all different types of carbon, composite, etc. Different colours. We've got a pretty vague instruction sheet, and that's using the term very loosely. That kind of mentions where they're placed. You're going to have to use some judgment, maybe some online pictures to double check everything's going in the right place. But overall, the decals look great, but I've used these before, and they can be an absolute nightmare to get them to set. So I think we'll definitely be using a heat source to get these to fully conform and settle in place. And of course, our ultimate decal solutions will help as well. So there's our carbon. We've got a Taboo decal set. Now, I've used these before. I'm a bit nervous about these because the last set of Taboos I had, the decals literally fell to bits as I tried to use them. So a little bit nervous about these. These look really good. Colour's really good. Everything's in register, so hopefully they'll be all right. And we've got a detail upset from Studio 27 of various photo etch parts. Not too tricky. Not a huge amount of parts, just enough to add detail. So hopefully this will make it a much nicer looking build.